Well, hello there, Sagittarius. Welcome to the House of Petals. I am Lee, if you don't know me. And I am so happy to start channeling this message for you, Sagittarius. Welcome. Okay, it is officially Gemini season, so you know what that means. We got new information to tap into. Okay, we have entered a new portal, we have entered a new transit. And yeah, Sagittarius, if you don't know, Gemini is your sister sign, meaning that is who sits across from you on the chart, meaning that is your opposite. Okay, so to me, my sister sign season is my season. Okay, that's how I like to rock out. So I'm giving you that information just to let you know you basically get 2 seasons out of the year, Sagittarius. Okay, I know you love that. I know you're gonna run with that. Okay, this is for you if you are a Sagittarius sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Okay, if you are Sagittarius sun, moon, rising, and Venus, this message will be for you. We're going to go ahead and get into it. So what we are doing for this Gemini season messages is we're actually going to tap into what is being revealed in the next 30 days, what is being revealed in this next transit. And I'm going to tell you why. A few astrological updates. One, Gemini season, for me, Gemini energy is always activating. Okay, it's always expanding. It's always the energy of, and the reason why I say what is being revealed, because Gemini is also ruled by Mercury. Okay, this is the planet of communication, of analyzing, of systems, of, so it has a lot to do with communication, verbal, nonverbal, physical, spiritual, astral. Okay, so it's definitely a energy, a sign of frequency that comes with messages and information, honey. Okay. So with that being said, you also have another important transit coming up for you, Sagittarius. We have a full moon, the second full moon of this month. Okay, it's being considered a blue moon. With that being said, on the 31st of this month, and it is in your sign, Sagittarius. It is a full moon in Sagittarius. So that's why I'm really starting with you. Okay, I'm starting with you in honor of this full moon being in your sign. I want to tap in and start with you to see what is going to be revealed for you. And you can definitely be expecting things to be revealed. Okay. The answers you need, the questions you've been asking during this full moon, because it's in your sign as well. So, wow, the sun will be in your sister sign, Gemini. So it will be a lot of, I feel like, new ideas, new communication, new invitations. I just heard coming up for you, Sag. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm not going to take too much of your time. It's going to be a quick check-in. We are actually, I can't make this up, y'all. I was about to tell y'all, we are starting with the Moonology Oracle deck. And I kid you not, as I flip the deck over, on the bottom of the deck, we have Blue Moon, the Blue Moon card. It says, believe in the impossible. Absolutely. Okay. So I already know, I honestly feel like, Sagittarius, this month for you, the month of May, and now remember, this message is timeless. Okay. So whenever you hear this, whenever it crosses your path, whenever you receive this love and wisdom, know that it is for you. It has found you where you are. It has landed where you need it. Okay. So tap in with me. But like I was about to say, I feel like this month for you, or by the end of this month, you're going to see yourself in a whole new way. I feel like you're going to see why certain things had to go the way they did. You had to get through the chaos. You had to get through the storm. I just heard the word foundations, okay? Because this was about making sure you had true foundations. This was about making sure you were being true to yourself, making sure that you were acting out of your true desires, okay? So I just really feel like you're going to see, I don't even want to say a newer version of yourself. I feel like you're just going to understand this version of yourself. That's what it really feels like. You're going to understand this season of your life, this version of yourself, a little bit more deeper, and in a way for you to actually use it. Okay. Now let's get into it. We are starting with the Moonology Oracle deck. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull 2 cards. just to see what is the overall themes for this season, for this transit. And then we're going to go in, break it down a little bit with some tarot, okay? I've already pre-shuffled, pre-cleansed, pre-blessed the cards in the reading. This is a live shuffle, so as you are listening, you will hear me shuffling. All right. Great Spirit, please give me 3 cards for the vibrant, vivacious Sagittarius. What is being revealed to this collective? What is the message that you would like to bring forth? What is the information from their higher self at this time? 2 cards, please. Sagittarius, thank you. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. 1 more card. We got 1 card popping out. 1 more card, please. For the Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, I'll take it. Ooh, y'all gonna think I'm playing. Y'all gonna think I'm lying. I love it. So you came out on the table, Sag. The second card that popped out is New Moon in Sagittarius. It says luck is on your side, okay? The first card that popped out is the New Moon in Virgo. A time to give rather than take is what this card says. So interesting. We got Sagittarius and Virgo on the table, okay? So you could have Sagittarius and Virgo placements. This message could resonate if you are connected to a Virgo, whether that's friend, family, whatever. Okay, this could be a direct situation. But what this is also telling me is these are the 2 main like themes that Spirit is wanting to highlight for you. I definitely feel like this is a time where you will have to give more than what you're used to, is what these 2 cards is kind of given to me. But it's this is how, okay, you know the saying, pay it forward, Sagittarius? That's the energy that I'm really getting. You're not giving more in vain though, okay? And that's something that Spirit really, really, really needs you to like double down, like almost where you're like, okay, I'm giving this. Not like, okay, I'm letting somebody borrow this money, or I'm going to do this or sign up for this because I expect the person to do the same for me 4 months from now. No, but there is some level of expectation that Spirit is wanting you to move with. And it's this expectation of like, I am paying it forward. I'm doing this because I know that I'm going to be taken care of when I need to be taken care of. I'm doing this because I know that it makes me feel good. I know that I have wisdom to give. I have love to give. I have, I just heard conversation to give. I have a testimony to give is what I heard. So also, this may not be so much giving tangible things, okay, Sagittarius? It seems like right now people are needing you to share your personality. With this luck is on your side, it's almost like people are needing you to share your whimsicalness, your wittiness. Some people just need you to be around. But I think there's a second message to this. Ooh, I love it, Sagittarius. The other message, the other theme that I'm getting with this is knowing how valuable and honorable is what I just heard that your energy is, so that you also learn the time to give it, how to give it, how much of it to give, rather than allowing it to be taken from you or to be drained, or you constantly over giving, overworking, right? So there's also this second part of the message of recognizing what it is that you have to give, recognizing what it is that you bring to the table. Okay, Sagittarius. So green, we got heart chakra here, as well as a little red and purple, so root chakra as well, and crown chakra. With the mostly red and green here, okay, this is giving heart and root chakra connection. So if chakras are something that you are already working with, or you've been interested in, or has been coming across, this is something your heart and your, okay, I just heard womb connection, your heart and your root connection. Yeah, this is really becoming a message about your self-worth, your self-value, and where it is time to place this. Seeing yourself as well, I just heard in a softer way, more beautiful way. Seeing yourself as a god, a goddess, seeing yourself as an emperor, an empress, seeing yourself as a king or queen. But this is really, I just keep getting the energy of like, you had to go through something to get here. You had to see things differently to get this message. It could even be a situation happen, okay, heartbreak, breakup, lost a job, had to transition, had to relocate, and it was to get you to this point, to get you to also what spirit wants me to point out is both of these cards are new moon cards. So this is about new beginnings. This is about new energy. This is about new perspective. Ooh, is what I just heard. New perspective. So what's funny, Sagittarius, I'm also kind of getting the message of like not swapping identities. Okay, nothing crazy like that. No destiny swapping, all that, whatever, if people really, believe in that. But what I was about to say was this is like a swapping of identities, but like intentional, like you choosing to operate in different modes of yourself. Okay. As someone who loves astrology, as someone who learns and practice, I don't practice. Okay. I learn and implement astrology in my life and the lives of others. I often do this. I joke about this. I tell people that this is one thing that astrology has allowed me to do, which is you can embody whichever version of yourself you like. Your birth chart, your natal chart, astrology is simply the blueprint of who you are. That's why we have all of these placements: sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mercury, all of that, right? We got placements, houses. And so just a little something that I'm saying to you, it seems as though spirit is wanting you to also like explore other personalities of yourself. But this can happen in a very whimsical, expressive, fun way. But I'm also seeing this happen in a very practical way when it comes to the new perspective. It's almost like, I don't know, maybe you need to go sit down with a Virgo, Sagittarius. I mean, I'm a Virgo, so I get it. But maybe it's really about like sitting with and next to people, even like mentors, okay, coaches, people that you aspire to do things that they're doing, or in the same field or business or tax bracket, whatever the case may be. But this also can be as simple as, hey, you have a great friend right there with you who has a great perspective on this life, on this next chapter, on whatever the case may be. And it really just feels like a shifting of your perspective. But like, I don't know, Sagittarius, are you stubborn to listening to people? Would you call yourself stubborn when it comes to like taking on people's ideas and thoughts? And again, this isn't in a I'm stealing and trying to beat you. This is in a like, hey, I really like this and I really want to make some practical changes in my life. I really want to make some changes, tangible changes. And so I need to go to the people, the places, the things that can teach me how to do this. Okay. I say all that to say this. Okay. We're going to break it down with a little tarot. I'm feeling like some past, present, future. That's what I'm feeling for you, Sag. So give me 3 cards for the Sagittarius, please. Let's break down this story, Spirit. What is this new perspective? What is this new mission, this new message that is trying to come through into the Sagittarius? 3 cards, please. Make it clear. Thank you. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right. I got 2. 1 more. Thank you. Okay. You got the Page of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Empress. What did I just say? Being, knowing, thinking you are an emperor or the empress. So I knew that there was some elevated energy, some elevated status quo coming out here. And even when I was saying like you're going to be, it's almost like being and feeling and acting in a softer, more graceful, more receiving type of energy. Okay, so that's also what I'm getting with this Empress. But let's go ahead and break this down. So with the Page of Swords and the King of Wands, it's funny because I don't know what I just got from reading this energy instantly is that the Page of Swords and the King of Wands are kind of in a battle. And that's interesting to me because I never really read it like that. But that's intuitively how I feel. So what I'm picking up is this is a battle. Now, I'm not getting that this is like an actual external battle. This feels internal. It feels like thoughts battling desires. It feels like resistance versus yearning. This is feeling like the heart and the root chakra needing again to be aligned. And when I say resistance versus yearning, it's like the Page of Swords, he's ready. He is excited, he's eager, he's trained, he's practiced. But it feels like this is kind of a stubborn energy. Like I want things to go this way. It has to go like this. My plan was this. 5 years from now, I'm gonna do this. I said I want this. I want to be married like this. I want to, all of that. And not that you cannot have exactly what you desire, Sagittarius, because you definitely can. That's what you deserve. But what Spirit is, and I never have read the Page of Swords like this, so it's very interesting. What Spirit is really giving me with this Page of Swords is, again, it's time. It's kind of like it's time to loosen up. And it's so funny because who tells a Sagittarius to loosen up? But Sag, you need to loosen up in your, and I don't want to use loosen. I don't like that. Allow more co-creation. Spirit says allow more co-creation. Don't be so rigid about the plan, about the manuscript. Allow God to do some co-creating. Allow other people around you to come in and harmonize and do some co-creating with you, because this really feels like, I'm gonna just say how I felt, how I'm feeling. What I heard as soon as I said that, though, between this Page of Swords and King of Wands, it's like, this is interesting, but what I got was like, you're not actually behind, Sagittarius. You're not failing at the plans that you had. You haven't missed the mark. Spirit is almost like, you only think this because you think that the plan, like, you're just being too rigid on the plan. You're being too rigid on how it's supposed to go, how it should go. This is how I should be presenting. I did things like this last year. My business made this much money with this plan last year. Well, it's a new year. It's a new time. It's a new day. Exactly. And now that's leading me into the other message of what we were saying earlier. There's like, it's not a new version of you, but it's like you embracing and accepting this version. Again, this version of you. This version had plans before, had things, certain connections, certain relationships. And I'm gonna be honest, to go a little deeper, what this is saying too is to stop thinking of things the same way. However the relationship before failed, that was how it failed. But if you keep thinking the same, right? Swords is the element of air. It is the element of thoughts, communications, connections, analyzing, etc. So this is really feeling like a need to deeply change, again, your perspective and how you're thinking. And honestly, this card is now starting to feel heavily about connections and love. Things aren't going to go the way that you expect them to always. And you can't always control how things are going to go. And I feel like, even though you may feel like, well, I'm not controlling, I don't try to control things on the outside, this feels deeply internal. And that's why it feels like a battle. It feels like you want to be a little bit more free. You want to be like, okay, you know what? I know all things are working for my highest good. I know that luck is on my side. I know that if I pour, and I give, and I pay it forward right now, things are going to work out for me. But it's almost like the deep programming or the fear or the old you, little you, whatever, is like, I'm keeping my sword up. I'm staying in this position. I'm going to do things like this. And sometimes, Sagittarius, we have to really sit down to even see that we're staying stuck in certain mindsets, stuck in certain positions. And that's why I feel like there's this need to raise. Okay, I just heard of Kundalini energy, to raise your Kundalini energy, but essentially to raise your energy from being stuck down in this deep root place of cycles, of questions, and what's funny is it's not even bad, right? Bad or good is subjective, but it's not even bad energy I'm feeling. It's just stuck. It's literally just stagnant energy. And Spirit is saying it's only stagnant because you are forcing it to stay within these boxes. You're forcing certain relationships, certain thoughts, certain ideas, certain concepts to stay within a box. Let it go. Okay. Moving on with the King of Wands and the Empress. Like I was saying, the King of Wands is what's funny. The King of Wands is kind of who made me realize that the Page of Swords was being stubborn. Like the cards are speaking to each other here, but the King of Wands, traditionally, this is the energy that has mastered this, like, the spirit realm. The King of Wands knows how to like exert his fire, exert his energy. He knows how to direct passion. He knows this feels heavily like that. And I think, Sagittarius, that this is a season of learning and manipulating and matriculating your energy. You've done a lot of this with your thoughts. You've done a lot of this with trying to control how you see things and say things. But what do you really be doing with your energy is what Spirit is saying with the King of Wands. Do you feel like you really know how to work best with yourself? That's an interesting question, Sagittarius. That's kind of what just came through. Like, how do you work best with yourself, Sagittarius? Do you know the best time for you to wake up? Do you know the best time for you to go to the gym? Have you really took the time to like look at your energy body? And I think that this is important because you're a Sagittarius. You are, if not the most adventurous, okay, one of the most risk taking, and independent flowing frequencies of the zodiac. But sometimes this energy can very much be highly misdirected, misunderstood, mistaken, right? Not just about outside, not just by outsiders though, by yourself as well, Sagittarius. And that's what this King of Wands feels like. It feels like learning how to. So I'm gonna give you a little tea. These last, since October of last year, I have been doing this assignment with some of my clients, and I started doing it with myself. And it's an assignment I created called 90-Day Life Mapping. Of course, it's very similar to setting goals, setting intentions, however you want to see it. But the way that this really works for me, and I think that it really works for my clients, Sagittarius, is because, like I tell them, you have to break spirituality down. And when you break spirituality down, it breaks down to spirit, ritual, reality. And that's how I teach it to my clients. And I think the reason it sticks and it is so effective in creating manifestations for us is because when we break it down in these three sections, spirit is your ashe, your energy, your life force, this thing that we're talking about. Your spirit, it can be anger, it can be excitement, it can be rage, it could be joy, it could be sadness. All of these are energies that are part of the spirit that can be used. Okay, that's the big message here for you, Sagittarius. All of the things of your spirit, of your energy, can be and should be being used. So what we would do with spirit, we'll put down, okay, this is the energy I have. This is the yearning, AKA the passion, AKA the goal, AKA the outcome that I want to receive. Now, ritual is simply daily habits, daily plans. So now what are daily rituals? Okay, upgraded habits, upgraded decisions, upgraded actions that can then get me my said outcome. And the reason why I'm breaking this down for you, Sag, because I feel like this is really going to help you in this season. You have extremely successful energy, extremely high power that needs to be directed. So then you get to the third column, reality. And in that column, what do? We write how we feel. I was going to say how we're going to feel, which is what I teach the clients, but you write it present tense. You embody it. Because it's the reality. One thing that we skip when we're manifesting is we think about how we're going to feel when we get the thing. No, you got to already feel that feeling. You got to already embody it. So in the reality column, we write an affirmation like, I am grateful that my ideas create long-lasting impact. Boom, right? So I broke that down for you because I really feel like that is something that spirit is encouraging you. I just heard your ancestors, your allies. Okay, you have very, very strong spiritual allies, spiritual ancestors, in which they will assist you, but they're wanting you to really step into this master energy. Okay, I just call 1144. They're wanting you to step into this master energy. Like you have keys. I'm literally seeing you. Y'all ever seen like someone with like one of those big circle things with all those keys on it? That's how I literally just got a vision of you with keys. And it's like you have all these little doors that you want to open in your life, all these little Pandora boxes, and you have all the keys. That's what spirit is saying, but it's something about you really are a spiritual master. masterful, mystical, magical being. Okay, let me just say that. And luck is on your side, but right now Spirit is trying to see where you're going to pour, where you're going to give rather than take. Now with the Empress, ironically enough, of course there's the Ankh here with the Empress. I've never seen the Ankh like a key, but the way that it is on this Empress card, I'm seeing it like a key. And exactly to what I was just saying, like you have this, it's like it's like you in this big old mansion with like 30 rooms and you got this long robe. Like basically you own the mansion. You own the mansion, right? You got this long, luxurious robe. You're the empress. You're the emperor. You're walking through this mansion. You have a pool. You got an oasis. I mean, it's luxurious. I'm talking about like old school, like mid 15th century European castle type of house. Okay. And you got the thing with the keys, but you don't ever use it. You have all these rooms in your house, but you never open the doors. You just walk through there with the keys. Like having the keys is good enough for you. But no, Spirit is like, there's so much in you. There's so much power. There's so much direction. There's so much achievement in you, but you just holding the keys. Like it's almost like knowing it was good enough. That's what I just heard. Knowing that you were great was good enough, but now Spirit is like being great. It's time to be great. You know that you're great. You know that you have great ideas. You know that you have, but Spirit is saying now it's time to be. Knowing ain't enough. Knowing isn't enough. So in this season, in this transit, Sagittarius, you're revealing your own power to yourself. And not just to yourself, though. I think others. But this is in a, I'm going to be honest, this is in a deeply, I'm getting High Priestess because I wanted to say internal, quiet, sacred, but and those are words that could describe it. But this feels like, I don't know, honey. I feel like you about to be in a shaman energy, like you about to be in a medicine man, medicine woman, but you're keeping it like it's like pristine. Like I don't know. It's like it's just you, but you know it's not just you. Again, you are really about to see this version of yourself. Like, man, I am a mastermind. I am a genius, but I'm also a queen. I'm a king who deserves all great things. I don't have to work hard. It comes to me with ease. It comes to me with grace. All I have to do is go within, trust. There's a big like trusting the big vision, trusting the big energy, trusting this version of yourself. Last thing I'm going to say, Sagittarius, and this might resonate for only a couple of you, but I think too, some of you are really finally closing some past life energy, some past life blockages. Yeah, I'm gonna just say that. Now there's definitely coming through now a very like clear past life energy, and almost to make it general again, because this is a general reading, it's almost like in the past life you just walk through with the keys. This life, we using the keys. In the past life you dibbled and dabbled, you knew your power, but it was almost like you were afraid to have it. Not in this life. You're not afraid of your power. You're not afraid of having it. Okay, it's all about seeing it, using it, knowing when to use it, knowing how to use it, and knowing that you are the master. Again, start with how you are thinking. Start with what you know is old programming. Start with what you know is uncomfortable thoughts, uncomfortable. Like start internally, deeply with how you are processing, receiving, giving, and taking. Because remember, the first card you have here is a time to give rather than take. That isn't just talking about, like we said, surface. This is talking about deeply within how you see give and take, how you see love and war, how you see relationships, because that's ultimately going to change the entire frequency of how you carry yourself, of how you carry this powerful, beautiful crown. Okay. I love you, Sagittarius. It was a little bit longer than I expected, but I hope that this resonates with you. There's a new fire in your belly, honey. Use it. Okay. I love y'all deep. And until next time, peace.